This week on Pop Fiction, Comets, Dr. Dre, Hackers, JB Remembers, and Ralphie D recommends something cool.
Okay, this is 252 Pop Fiction, where you'll find all the news and reviews in pop culture that's right to type and fit to print. Today's top story.
Facebook, as well as its subsidiary sites, Instagram and WhatsApp.
What's that?
I don't know. Was experiencing.
What's up with you?
What's up with you? We're experiencing global outages early last week. I know you felt that, right, JB?
I didn't even notice after it was over. Somebody mentioned it, and I was like, Facebook's up. What are you talking about?
Yeah, way after the fact you found out.
Way after.
Yeah, it was a lot for those of us who give a damn about that. I know, I'm just vamping a little bit.
Okay.
Someone at Facebook triggered a modification to the firm's Border Gateway Protocol, or BGP, records, according to the director of Internet Analysis at Kentic, a network monitoring company based in San Francisco.
Okay, so now I'm gonna vamp. I actually was fortunate enough to probably sleep through it was like 9-10 hour that these sites were down. About the time I woke up, I tried to post something that didn't work. I was like, and I just went back to watching the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, but
things
there were people who were losing their shit.
Their collective shit, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, what if you were on all three of those sites and your shit just wasn't working? You were upset.
Oh man, the world's not going to see the meal you just ate.
I know. Who's going to see my kids now?
Honestly, there's people that actually needed counseling behind this. Dr. Dre's tumultuous divorce has consumed much of the iconic producer's time, and it appears that it will continue to do so in the wake of some shocking news. The relationship between Dr. Dre and an alleged mistress, as well as their love child, has come to light.
What? Now this is news to me.
I'm just saying that.
Who is this alleged mistress?
Who is? It's the maid.
Oh, he pulled a Schwarzenegger?
The kid is 17.
Oh man,
looks like Dre. No, I have no idea. I just know this is like $1 billion divorce. It's really bad. Because unfortunately, his wife has been with him since like the beginning.
Since he mixed his first mix and scratched his first scratch.
She's not the first. She ain't the first baby mama, but she's definitely been there before he was Dre, or right when he became Dre.
Yeah. Is this according to the movie Straight Outta Compton? Or?
Yes.
Gotcha.
What happened to the NWA and the Posse album?
Oh,
remember?
What do you mean what happened to it? I still listen to that.
It wasn't in the movie at all.
Oh, yeah.
That always...
Right.
Because they didn't want to have time to fit in Arabian Prince anyway.
And the other 30 people that were on the cover of that album. Love that album. That's a great one.
All right. According to a recent study, a giant comet so large that scientists originally mistook it for a dwarf planet is speeding through space toward our solar system and will arrive in approximately 10 years.
Quick,
10 years!
Get Bruce Willis
10
on speed dial.
I need a drilling miner now.
When, let's see, the Bernardinelli-Bernstein comet was discovered in June, scientists projected that it would be 60 to 120 miles across, 1,000 times larger than a typical comet. According to scientists, it's arguably the largest comet ever discovered.
Ooh.
Interesting.
They've never been in my bathroom. Well, listen. All I'm saying is it on a collision course toward Earth or just coming to the solar system?
In 10 years. So get your ducks in a row.
And I don't give up.
Okay, here's one thing to watch out for, because everyone mistakes what an Earth intercept orbit is. If you draw a line of the Earth's orbit all the way around the sun and the other focal point,
kind of in a...
if it hits that line anywhere, even if we're way on the other side of the sun, they'll say it's on an Earth intercept orbit.
Oh.
So don't get scared when they say that, because they will say it. There was a big chunk is an Earth intercept orbit.
I'm hoping
it just means anywhere.
But what if we have a problem with Ellie?
Yeah? Ellie, yeah.
I mean, what are they
the president's having an affair with someone named Ellie. What?
Just
boy.
because he's a black president doesn't mean he's.
Well, you know.
And anyway, this week's review: Turning Point, 9/11 and the War on Terror. Interviews with administrative officials, ex-CIA members, U.S. veterans, Afghan National Army soldiers, Taliban commanders, Afghan government officials, Afghan warlords, Afghan civilians, and survivors of the 9/11 attacks. Chronicled the events of this September 11th, 2001 documentary series.
I think we knew what happened.
Well, it's you think you know, but you have no idea. I would have to say the first couple of episodes of this, it doesn't really appear to have any type of political agenda. It's just really telling the stories from people who were on the ground, who were there at work that day, and what they had to go through getting through the Pentagon and getting through the first tower and the second tower and all the stuff. It's not until you get later on where it starts to be like, okay, all right, I see what you're doing now. You got me all emotionally
invested.
And now
attack. We got to get somebody for this.
No, it's not that.
Oh,
but it is. But it's not. I wouldn't say it's a wholly a liberal piece, and it's definitely not conservative. But there is definitely a political agenda going on. But with that being said, if you can look past the invisible red tape of it and just watch the documentary and take the information as it comes out.
For what it is, yeah.
I mean, it reminded me of exactly how I felt 20 years ago when I was in my room and I got the phone call and multiple phone calls because they were like, "Hey, Kurt, look at the news. Do you see what's going on in New York right now?" And I remember trying to get a hold of my family and not being able to get through and stuff like that for like a day or two, or whatever it was right there. And I even remember. I mean, you were active, weren't you? No, you were retired at that point.
No, I was in 95. But I hate to say, people hate me when I say this. I remember I was woken up and you got to see this on the news. I got up and I actually saw the second plane hit, and I went back to bed. I don't know anybody in New York. I'm sorry. I got to be honest. Hate me? You can hate me for that.
That was the coldest thing I've ever heard.
I'm being honest, totally honest. If I don't know them, it's not gonna shake me up, and it's a terrible tragedy. But I
war on terror. It was the war on terror.
Money spent.
It was the longest war in United States history. It literally just ended last month.
Oh, it was the Cold War.
We're gonna be feeling the effects of this.
The so-called Cold War. When you start from the end of World War II all the way up to
but that wasn't
Russia.
But the Cold War.
There were not as many casualties.
Yeah, that was the spy world. Anyway, this is not the 252 History Channel. This is...
If you come here for histories, you're in trouble. You are in trouble.
What we're saying is don't come here for history.
Please send all hate mail via JB and...
send it to Frank.
At whocares.com.
Go F yourself.
So what does JB remember this week?
Oh, this week I remember. I said I.
Yes.
I remember the greatest American hero.
Oh!
Hey! I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free.
Flying away on a wing and a prayer.
Ralphie.
Ooh.
Oh, I thought you was going to take it home.
No, I was just thinking that JB probably had more of an emotional response when they took that show off the air than when the second plane hit.
That is not funny. Edit that out. That's not funny. That was a bad joke.
That was a great joke.
That's terrible.
Please continue.
No.
This episode's going to get 1,000 comments.
Good. Let's get some traction out there.
All right. Greatest American Hero. Debuted on ABC, created by Stephen J. Cannell in 1981. It ran 3 seasons, which ended in 1983. You had William Catt.
Yes.
He was a teacher. His name is Ralph Hinckley. And then Hinckley shot Reagan. They changed his name to Hanley. And then they changed it back a few months later to Hinckley because I guess they confused the audience.
Yeah.
He is visited by aliens on a field trip.
Yep.
Out in the middle of the desert. They give him this costume.
The suit
With the instructions. And when he turns and walks away, the instructions fall on the ground and he takes the suit away. He has to wear the suit and he has to use it to fight crime or it'll dissolve or slowly disintegrate, something to that effect. And he's also told that he is to get in touch with the FBI, where he meets FBI agent Robert Culp,
Robert Cole.
Robert Culp played Bill Maxwell, the FBI agent, who ate dog biscuits regularly on the show. And finally, his girlfriend, played by Connie Selica, was the lawyer Pam Dawson.
He was hot.
It was a great show.
Wasn't that Batman's girlfriend in Batman Begins?
Connie Selica?
No, Pam Dawson.
Pam Dawson?
No.
Something Dawson.
Dawson's Creek? Anyway, keep going. That was a long way for me to get to that show.
I remember the show. I loved it when I was a kid. I could still remember that the most intense episode I saw was when he went into a room and it was like looking at a negative of a photo.
Yes.
And this panther would come out of the dark and attack him, and his suit had no powers in the room, and he'd get torn apart, and he barely escaped with his life, and just intense, and it was funny. The dude could not fly.
I remember that.
Fly.
That was the one thing I remember. He couldn't fly.
He was
What other powers?
He had
All the Superman
Super
powers.
strength. Okay.
He could fly.
Yeah.
That's all I remember. He was bulletproof.
Okay. Bulletproof. What do you remember?
I remember that he could shrink, and from
He could shrink.
yeah, and I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought the way he lost the instruction manual was he was testing everything out. He shrunk down, and then he was reading the thing of how to bring back.
It was in the opening credits. It's a clip from the pilot. It shows him put it under his arm, and the instructions fall out right out of the
thought
case.
he grew big. And
Did they
then the
ever show
instructions
the
stayed
aliens?
small.
Were they the generic big?
It was a
bulbous head?
flying saucer, but I don't remember what the aliens looked
were
like.
grays
It was
or
dark
greens.
and a lot of lights on them.
Yeah.
And
ETs maybe.
in the third season, I never even saw the episode where he did it, but he got the instructions. No longer had trouble with the suit. The show sucked. That's why it ended in 1983. Should have given him the instructions, man. You had a winning formula. But so be it.
Oh, Ralphie D recommends Patrice O'Neal, Killing is Easy. This documentary is about Patrice O'Neal's family and friends reflecting on the late comic's promising but occasionally tumultuous career. Now, I don't know. Are you familiar?
Does it say like Bill Burr in it? And,
Yeah.
I wanted to see this. I saw it, and I wanted to see it because I remember it was like one of those comedy roasts, and everybody was getting on Patrice for being diabetic and everything like that.
Yeah.
And he got up to say his part. He goes, "Man, I'm over here fighting for my life. I'm about to die. Y'all over here taking every shot you can."
I'm saying.
He used to be on The Office. You didn't like The Office.
I like
right?
The Office.
He used to be where he used to work in the warehouse.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was the other black guy who worked in the warehouse.
Yeah, but I mean, Kevin Hart, Bill Burr, Dennis Leary, Jay Moore, Louis C.K., Kate Flannery, Susan Eisman, Charlie Murphy. I don't remember him in there. Lewis Black, Colin Quinn.
Wait, this came out like last year, right?
Yeah, a lot of it is.
And Louis C.K.?
Well, they had a still of Louis C.K. because they came up around the same time. They used to hang out together at Boston comedy clubs. They did not have him speaking on camera.
Okay, I was about to say.
He had a full head of hair and everything.
I would like to see that.
Anyway, you really get a sense of who he was, and you meet his some family, and everybody loved him. They called him a comedian's comedian. Your favorite comedian's comedian is what he was. And Elephant in the Room, one of the most brilliant comedy specials ever. If you don't know it, go watch it. It's great. They call him a misogynist. He's not a misogynist. He just tells
Well, he
the
did
truth.
say he didn't like. He said, "I like the titty meat." Not like the titty meat on top. That's what I like.
And that's a joke.
That's a joke.
It's all jokes, all right? Elephant in the room. Check it out.
Them's just jokes.
Oh, and if you could watch reruns of Tough Crowd with Colin Quinn, that show was great. I mean, it was on like network TV, but
Hey,
still.
rest in peace, Colin Quinn.
Colin Quinn's not dead.
Oh, I thought he just died.
Nah, man.
Oh, that was Norm.
News of his death.
I was like,
News of his death has been greatly exaggerated.
I'm saying, yeah, Norm's.
what are you talking about? I'm still here. That's my Colin Quinn.
If you get your news from this program,
Yeah.
Don't.
Well, anyway, I'm Ralphie D, and that's news to me.
I'm Cool Water Kurt, and that's what I'm saying, because that's what I'm saying.
We'd like to hear what you think. Leave us a comment down below and let your opinions, not the bad ones, be heard.
And if you like this video, and I don't see how you will,
Or why.
especially with JB with that sacrilege.
That scathing rebuke of 9/11. That's not even a rebuke.
I know.
Yeah.
The banner says we'll never forget. He's like, hey, man.
Forgotten.
hey,
Mission not accomplished.
I also didn't care when the women's soccer team won the world championship. Remember, everyone's cheering. And
Yeah, I didn't care
I
about
don't
that
even
either.
watch soccer.
I'm actually surprised every year when the WNBA is still on.
Hey, the Sky. The
yeah.
Sky are about to win.
I was like this. I was like, Jesus Christ.
I don't remember.
It's still a thing.
I don't remember what show it was.
We just lost
But
12% of female viewership.
He said-
Frank, please
This
delete all
guy
of it.
was dating a WNBA player, and she was messing around with him. He said, "Look, you can't put pressure on these women. Thousands of people show up every year to support these women."
Oh, that's just...
I was like, "That's cold blooded.
Cold as ice.
Cold as ice."
Marty said my part.
Yeah, and I said my part too.
I'm JB. I'm JB. I'd like to receive your hate mail and give a shout out to my man AM and Comic Safari. Like him, follow him, subscribe.
Happy belated birthday to you and A.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
We are
Birthday
one day
buddies.
apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're both the
Birthday
same
buddies.
age.
Yeah. Shocking.
Your parents were having sex around the same time.
With
That's
each
a
other.
great thought,
In
Ralph.
the
Thank
same
you.
room.
Thank you, Ralph.
It was the 70s.
I know. Key party. And this is 252. Bob.
I was not tossing off.
I haven't watched that in a long time. I gotta rewatch that. There's a lot of stuff in that you can't say now. Where you hear it first.
This is all.
You guys want to try that again?
No.
So American.
Adonis, pull yourself together.